Hey there guys, welcome to another episode of What's Happening in China. I'm sure as you can see behind me the weather's pretty awful, and it has been for the last sort of 2 weeks, a week and a half anyway. Let's see, let's look out the window. Right, so what is happening in China right now, other than rain? Well, I'm still busy moving. The reason being that it's actually very difficult. It's very difficult for me to move in this weather, of course. I'm moving everything myself, just using wheeled trolleys and stuff to take things from one house to the other. One thing I have noticed in my complex is I'm not the only one moving. There are a lot of people moving at the moment. I see moving trucks there every day. So while I'm busy moving my stuff, I'm seeing, at least 10 other households are busy moving. The reason for this being, I told you guys about that law that they're implementing where you have to pay 20% more tax to the government on any profits made selling a second-hand house, or you have to pay extra 20% when buying a second-hand house rather than a new one. Well, that law is just about to come into effect. In fact, it may have just, but this is the reason why so many people have just recently sold their places. Basically because that law had not yet come into effect. Give me a second here. It's really coming down. We are having some pretty big rainstorms and thunderstorms, etc. These days. Anyway, back to it. That's why I've been forced to move, and that's why lots of people are moving. Anyway. The crackdown is winding down. It was pretty big. They confiscated thousands of e-bikes. I remember over one weekend they confiscated 4,500 e-bikes just over the one weekend, and 1,000 motorbikes. I know at least one person who was deported because he was working illegally during this time. They raided the school he was working at, and they caught him teaching without correct visas and stuff, so that's him gone. And I know a bunch of people who lost their jobs because the training centers and schools that were employing them said, listen, we can't afford to take the chance right now, because if they were caught employing illegal foreigners, they get a huge fine, so they actually just fired them all. So the crackdown has been vicious, it's been big, it's been really quite effective, I suppose, and it's winding down. But it's still a good idea if you are here in Shenzhen, if you're in China anyway, to obey the letter of the law for the next couple of weeks. I'd say, just to be safe. Another thing that's happening at the moment, guys, is there's a festival starting tomorrow. There's a 3-day holiday, Qingmingjie. Now, I'm pretty sure I've told you guys about this before, but just in case I haven't, I'll just explain it to you. I suppose the English name for it would be Grave Sweeping Day, and this is when families go to, well, I suppose if they live near the graves of their relatives, they'll go there and they actually clean the grave and that sort of thing. But it's really a time for relatives to get together, especially relatives you haven't seen for a long time. So it's another little family holiday, little 3-day thing, and it's time to burn offerings to your ancestors, things like paper money, paper phones, etc. I do actually have a video here of the kind of interesting paper things people burn for their ancestors, so if you want to check it out, here's the link. Yeah, so that's happening. It's starting tomorrow, so that's something else that's going on at the moment. And that's pretty much what's happening here in China. I'm sure you guys have just seen, I put up my video about why motorcycles are banned. Next one will be about moving and renting an apartment. That's coming along once I've settled. So I'd like to edit it properly. The motorcycle one I just bodged together very quickly this morning before work, because I've been incredibly busy recently. So I'd like to do a slightly better job with the up and coming rental one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are looking forward to it too. And I'll catch you in the next video.